All right, hello everyone. So today we are going to be looking at plants, and we're going to be looking at plants over the next 5 days. So the topic is, what do plants need to grow? Oops. Okay, so the standard we are going to be looking at is 2-LS2-1. And that says students who demonstrate understanding can plan and conduct an investigation to determine if plants need sunlight and water to grow. Now, I'm going to start by giving you some important vocabulary that we're going to need throughout this lesson. First is a plant, and a plant is a living organism that creates its food through photosynthesis. Sunlight, which we all kind of know what the sunlight is a bright light and heat that travels from the sun to Earth. Water is a clear liquid that all living things need to survive, and I'm sure we are all familiar with what water is. Grow, another word I'm sure you've heard before, is to naturally get bigger or taller. The next word, survive, means to stay alive. Next, strong, which in the context of our plants means to not break easily. And healthy is a plant that is growing well or good with strong, healthy leaves and stems. Now, before we get started today, I'm going to have you guys watch this quick little video about bean germination. And I just want you to watch the video. After we watch the video, I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds to think about what you noticed while watching the video. So first, we're just going to watch the video. All right. So let's go back to the slideshow. Now, for 30 seconds, I just want you to think about what you noticed while watching the video. So go ahead and take about 30 seconds just to think. So it needs to be quiet in here while we think about what we noticed while watching that video. All right, now just take a few seconds to talk with your partner about what you thought about and what you noticed from that video. Okay, let's move on. So now I want to ask you guys, based off of what you know, what do you think plants need to grow strong and healthy? So I'm going to give you guys about 15 seconds just to think about that. So we're just going to be quiet and think about, what do you think plants need to grow strong and healthy? All right, go ahead and share with your partner what you think plants need to grow strong and healthy. All right, so for this lesson, we are actually going to conduct our own investigation on what plants really need to grow strong and healthy. And for this investigation, you are going to work with a partner. So these are the materials you are going to need. First, you're going to need 4 small pots, potting soil, lima beans, water, an open window for sunlight, a cabinet, labels, a ruler, an observation journal, pencils, and crayons. Now, I'm going to go through these steps with you, and as I'm going through the steps, you and your partner are going to do the steps. So, step 1, with your partner, you're going to walk to the materials table and grab 4 small pots. So go ahead and do that. Once you have gotten your 4 small pots, you're going to fill your pots halfway with soil. So you're just going to take the little shovel and you're going to fill it with soil. Now, you're going to make a small hole in the middle of each of your pots. Now you're going to place 1 bean in each of those holes. When you're done, make sure you cover your beans. You're going to spray 2 pumps of water in only 2 of the pots. So you have 4 pots that have soil with beans, but you're only going to spray 2 of the pots with water. Once you're done with that, you're going to place 1 pot you sprayed with water by the window. You're going to place the other pot you sprayed with water in the cabinet. And then the other pots, the 1 pot with no water also in the cabinet, and the other pot with no water by the window. On your labels, you have 4 labels, you're going to write no sun and water, no water, and both water and sun. Once you have written those on your labels, you're going to put the labels in the appropriate one. So if you wrote no sun, right, that means that that one has water, it just doesn't have sun. So the pot you put with water, but you put it in the cabinet, you're going to put that label in there. So go ahead and take some time to put the appropriate labels on each of your pots. Okay, so I've provided a couple examples of what you're going to need to do while working on these steps and what it needs to look like when you're done. Oh, sorry, let me go back. So if you watch this lady, she's putting the seeds, in our case beans, inside the pot. And then when you're done, it should look like this on the right-hand side. All right, so each of you are also given a science journal. Now, in your science journal, I want you to write your predictions for which plant will grow the best. So here are some sentence frames I want you to use. You're going to write, I think the plant with blank will grow better than blank. So do you think the plant that has water but no sun will grow better than the plant with no water and no sun? You're going to write that down, okay? Then there's another sentence frame that says, I think the plant with blank will blank because blank. So go ahead and take some time to use these sentence frames and write your predictions for which plant you think will grow best. So work with your partner and write in your guys' science journals your predictions about which plant will grow the best. So I'll give you guys some time to write down your predictions. Okay. All right, let me just move this. So, over the next 5 days, we are going to monitor our plant's progress. So each observation, you will record your plant's growth by drawing a picture of what your pot looks like. So I want you to make sure that you include the color of your plant. So is your plant green? Is it yellow? Is it brown? And the amount of leaves. So maybe your bean is growing and it has 1 leaf, while maybe another plant is growing but it has 4 leaves. So you need to make sure you include the color of your plants and the amount of leaves on it. So here are some pictures of what you will see over the next few days. And here's a log of what you're going to, or what your log is going to look like when we create, or when we do these observations. Now, I want to make sure that you guys know you can also use Seesaw, which we know what it is, online, where you can take pictures and put those in each section of the log. So for day 1, for the no sun, no water, no sun and no water, sun and water, all of our pictures should look the same, right? And then day 2, day 3, day 4, and 5 is where we're going to see the differences come in. So over the few days, we're going to draw our pictures and color our pictures of what we are observing our plants to look like. All right, so now that the 5 days are over, now that we have conducted our investigation, we are going to use our observations we recorded in our journals to explain what we found. So here's some sentence frames for you to follow. After 5 days, oops, that's supposed to say the plant with blank grew stronger than all of the other plants. Now, another sentence frame is, my prediction was wrong or right because of blank. So go ahead and write down your explanations in your journals. All right, now we're just going to talk. And I'm going to ask you guys, which elements did the plants grow best in? So did the plant that had no water, no sun grow the best? Did the plant that had both water and sun grow the best? I want you to answer that. And I want you to use your observations from your record log to answer. So let's go ahead and hear from a couple people in class. Okay. All right, right. We found that the plant that had both water and sunlight grew much stronger and healthier than the other plants. But why? Why did that plant grow much stronger and healthier than the other plants? Go ahead and take some time to think about that. All right, let's hear from some people in class. Why did the plant, why did all of our plants that grew in, or that had a lot of water and a lot of sun, why did they grow better than the other plants? Yes, because plants need both water and sunlight to be able to grow. Very good. All right, now we're going to do a quick reflection. We're going to reflect on what we have learned throughout this investigation. So I want you to think about these questions. What are some challenges you and your partner faced, and what would you do different? Go ahead and take 30 seconds to think about these questions. So you're just thinking, it should be quiet in here, just thinking about what are some challenges you and your partner faced, and what would you do differently if we did this investigation again? All right, now I want you to talk to your partner about your answers to these questions. All right, so these are some of the challenges and recommendations I've heard from some of the partners in here. So some challenges I heard is that some of the plants did take a long time to grow. Right. This investigation was only over 5 days, so some of them did take a long time to grow. I know some of you thought after one day your plant was going to be really big, but that was not the case. Another challenge is some groups of beans did not grow as big as others. So even though we put some of our beans in the same place as another group's plants did grow bigger. That is true. So some of the recommendations I'm hearing is that we should, if we did this again, we should conduct the investigation over 2 weeks, so a longer period of time, not just 5 days. And maybe we use different beans because we all use the same lima beans, or we even try a type of seed. Very good, thank you. All right, great job, everyone. I hope you all had fun conducting your investigations. Before we end this lesson, I'm going to give you guys a challenge, okay? So our school wants to make a school garden where we can grow fruits and vegetables students can eat for snacks. What suggestions can we make to help create the school garden? Okay, so our school wants to create this school garden, right? So that so that we can all have fruits and vegetables that are fresh. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions about what some answers that we can suggest, or some things we can suggest for this school garden to happen and to be and to work basically. So where should we put this garden? Should we put it in a spot that gets no sun or in a spot that gets a lot of sun? Remember, think about what our plants needed to grow healthy and strong. How often should we water the plants? Should we never water the plants or once a day? Now, with your partner, you're going to design a school garden and you're going to draw the different elements needed for the plants to grow strong and healthy. So each one of you has a piece of paper and you have some pencils and crayons, and I want you to draw a school garden, and I want you to color. If you think that the school garden needs sun, I want you to draw the sun. If you think it needs to be watered, maybe you draw your little water can or a water hose with water on the plants or on the soil, and other useful pictures for the school to have. So that's your challenge for today. That's the last thing we're going to do for this lesson. So you're going to create your own school garden with your partner. And I want you to make sure you use lots of color, lots of pictures. Doesn't have to be amazing, just the best you can with your partner. And then we're going to submit those to the school, and maybe they can get us a school garden going. All right, thanks everyone.